Aloha everyone! Today's voice is brought to you by spring allergies. Anyway, today we're making pajeon, which is Korean pancake, but specifically today we're making haemul pajeon, which is seafood pancake, which if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I do not like seafood, but this recipe, as you can see, has squid and shrimp. Oh man. So in the SOOP season 1, episode 3, Hobi's looking out over the lake and it's like, oh, it's raining today. Why don't we make pajeon? And Jin's all, yeah, I can do that. And so Jin makes everyone pajeon that night under a tent out by the lake. It was so beautiful. And here's the beverages that the boys like to eat with their pajeon. We all know Sugar loves makgeolli. Apparently, with this, so does Jin and Jungkook. So this is super cute in the recipe that it has the size to slice your green onion. And so I used it for just one, but I was like, okay, I don't want to be ridiculous. I'm just going to cut this stuff. These are garlic chives. Garlic chives are so delicious. However, if you can't find them in your local grocery store or if you have an Asian market nearby, that's okay. Just use more green onion. That's fine. Don't worry about it. But these garlic chives, so delicious. Look, I don't know why I'm cutting these garlic chives on this paper towel, but it's what I'm doing right now. So, I don't know. I can't go back and change it. Now in this case, of course, I always cut a round onion on a paper towel. I feel like onion skin is more difficult to get up off of your cutting board, so I just do it on a paper towel and then I don't have to worry about it. And as you can see, round onions haven't been doing very well in my area. Now you may notice that I did finally sharpen my vegetable knife, which I still love. This was the vegetable knife that I bought when I was about 14 or 15 on my tiny little island that I grew up on. I love this knife. I will never get rid of it. So for this haemul pajeon, we have green onion, the garlic chives, and round onion, all nicely thinly sliced. Now because we all know that I absolutely abhor seafood, I'm going to be making pajeon with mushrooms, which is kind of the vegan option that's listed in the recipe. So I got king oyster mushrooms and I got these little tiny king oyster mushrooms, which were adorable. And of course, shiitake mushrooms. I love shiitake mushrooms so much. They're just so flavorful and so meaty. Like if you put these in a broth or to make a broth, it just adds this umami flavor that is just so delicious. But again, if you're vegan, I'm not a vegan, but if you are, shiitake mushrooms, delicious. I know that mushrooms can be as polarizing as seafood, but I love mushrooms. I love the variety that you can find in a Korean grocery store. In a regular grocery store, you're going to find maybe, if you're lucky, 4 different types of mushrooms. As a king oyster mushroom, I'd say I've seen bigger, but this one will do the job, I guess. It's enough for this. But at a Korean grocery store or a Chinese grocery store, just any Asian grocery store, you're gonna find at least 5, 6, 8, 10 different types of mushrooms. One of my favorite grocery stores that I go to, they have this whole wall of different mushrooms. I love it so much. It's just so beautiful. I just love looking at all the different types of mushrooms. One of my favorites is wood ear, which I did not use in this. And wood ear is actually a fungus, but it's also very meaty and very delicious. And I would say that the only mushrooms that I do not like are enoki mushrooms, which is super random because they're used in so many recipes in Asian cooking. But I just don't like them. I like the brown beach mushrooms, which is pretty much enoki mushrooms, but they taste completely different, I think. I could talk for days about mushrooms. Don't worry, I will not, but I could. Of course, we all know that you store opened mushrooms in brown paper bags. I don't know why. Probably because it keeps it dark and a little bit moist in there for them. I don't know. That's what I'm doing here. Not with the shiitake. Shiitakes don't really need that. They can just be fine on their own, just like that in the container. And here are 3 types of mushrooms in all their glory. Actually, I guess 2 types. One's just an older version of the king oyster mushroom. And here we are with the seafood. We have squid rings and we have shrimp. I cannot believe that I'm doing this right now. Ugh. The fact that I cooked this in my home. Oh, the windows were open, the fan was on, it was a thing. And I had to spray the house down every, I don't know, 20 minutes with Febreze because no, I did not want this scent in my home. So I've got 2 bowls here because I'm making the seafood pajeon and I'm making the mushroom pajeon. And we are not going to be using the same bowls for that because we're not animals, okay? Okay, garlic and my favorite garlic press. It's wonderful. Again, I love this press so much. You do not have to peel your garlic when you're using this garlic press, but I like to, so it makes it easier for my husband to clean the garlic press. I'm a kind person like that. So in general, in Western cooking, when you're making something like pancakes or waffles or even breads and things like that, you'll do your wet ingredients and your dry ingredients separately, and then you'll combine them into your larger mixing bowl, which I'm doing here. So with pajeon, I have the feeling that you don't have to worry about how much you mix the batter for this as you would when you're making waffles or American pancakes. Okay, we're going to add our garlic chives and our green onion and our round onion. And there goes the shrimp and the squid. Then we're gonna mix this up Now, something that I hadn't thought about until just right here is that where I live, my flour is so much drier because my area is so much drier. So in this case, I'm going to have to add a lot more water to get the consistency that I need to make a good pancake. And that's just a good tip in general when you're using flour and things. Consider the humidity in your area. Be very cognizant of that. Like when I'm making cookies, my recipe calls for 4.5 cups of flour. In Hawaii, I would use 4.5 cups of flour. Here, where I live now, I use 4 cups, and that makes a perfect cookie here. So we added red pepper flakes to add a little bit of a kick to the pajeon. I'm not sure why I didn't use my gochugaru, but use what you have. I had gochugaru, so I don't know why I did that, but maybe you don't. So just go ahead and use red pepper flakes, that's fine. And this is our mushroom pajeon, which I don't know the Korean word for mushroom, so we're just going to call it mushroom pajeon. And I'm saying that like I know other words in Korean, but I don't really. And for this pajeon, we're going in with more water because, again, my flour is super dry here. Looking at this now, I probably should have cut the king oyster mushrooms a little smaller, but then you lose like that magnificence of that large mushroom. But at the same time, it's like this massive thing in your pancake. I don't know. And here we are again with the red pepper flakes. I don't know, guys. I don't know. So when frying pajeon, you want a nice hot pan and then cold oil. Because once that oil hits it, it becomes a super viscous liquid, which is great for frying on. So Jimin likes his pajeon nearly deeply fried, and this one excerpt I'm going to read from the book. Jin remembered how members enjoyed crispy jeons in the SOOP Season 1, and made oil-coated jeon to suit their taste on In the SOOP 2 as well. Practically deep frying the jeon made it taste even richer, and the members could feel the warmth of Jin's thoughtfulness emanating out of the freshly made jeon. That's super cute. You know what I've always wondered? And if I were a reporter, I would ask Jin this. In his family, he's the makgeolli, but in BTS, he's the jeon, and Jungkook is the makgeolli. So, what differences does he notice? It'd be so interesting to hear him answer that, I think. It's just super interesting to me, just the dichotomy of where he is at home and where he is with the boys. The first pajeon that I made is the haemul pajeon, which is a seafood pajeon, which I'm finishing up right here. And now I'm making the mushroom pajeon, which is the one I ate. I had my sister come over to try the seafood stuff. I wasn't about to eat it. And my sister liked the haemul pajeon. The only thing was that she said it was too chewy in the center for her. She wanted it crispy throughout, which, if you read the book, it says that pajeon is supposed to be chewy in the middle and crispy outside. So it was cooked correctly. It just wasn't what she had expected. That sizzle is so beautiful. It's just an amazing sound. And this right here is why I was thinking I should probably have chopped the mushrooms much smaller. But you know, live and learn. So here's my sister trying the haemul pajeon. She liked it. She could have done without the squid, but she loved the shrimp. And here I'm trying the mushroom pajeon with the spicy vinegar soy sauce, which is really good. Comment below spicy soy sauce if you watched this far. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you get a notification every time I post. Okay, thanks. Love you. Bye.